OK, the first part of today is all about where you can install these detectors. So we'll look at 3 different places where you can install detectors, and we'll think about the trade-offs of where you put them. So here's a little cartoon picture of our network. We have everybody else on the internet. We have some company that has servers and employees who have their computers, and all of their traffic that's going out to the internet must pass through this border router. So remember, packets take hops toward their destination. Any packet from inside the network must hop to the border router before it can be forwarded to the rest of the internet, and likewise for packets from the outside into the company. So this is our mental model of what our network looks like. This router forwards packets back and forth between the company and the rest of the internet. So in this picture, there's lots of different places where you can put the detector. This is the first option. Why don't we stick the detector right here? So on the router, change whatever it's doing so that in addition to forwarding packets, it is also looking at those packets to detect if something bad is happening. So we look at the packets going back and forth, and if something goes wrong, we panic and we alert the operator that something bad has happened. So this is one possible choice of where to put the detector. If you put it here, it's called a network intrusion detection system, or NIDS for short. So let's put it there, and now let's think about what the operation looks like. So somewhere in that router, we have some piece of code, the NIDS. It's keeping track of what connections are going on. And if it sees some packet that it doesn't recognize, maybe it's part of a new connection. And now we can use those connections to think about what attacks are happening. If something goes wrong, we can alert that this connection is malicious so that the operator knows. And if you want to, you could also extend this beyond detecting attacks. So while we'll focus on detecting attacks, you could also think of using a NIDS to analyze traffic. How many users are sending packets into the server? How many employees are using the internet? And when are they using the internet? Those are questions you could also use a NIDS to answer. So what's good about a NIDS? What's bad? Here are some things we like about NIDS. First, it's cheap. You install one detector, and you cover all of the systems inside. So any attack going to any of the computers inside the network will get detected by the NIDS. You install one thing, and you cover all the systems. This is also good for scaling in some sense. If the network grows larger, say more employees sign up, or your server gets more powerful, all you have to do is go to your NIDS and make it more powerful as well. So it's still the same device. You just go and upgrade the hardware to make it support more processing capability. It's also pretty easy to manage. You just have one device that you have to deal with as the operator. You don't have to go to any of the end systems and tell them to change what they're doing. So you don't have to walk up to individual employees and tell them to change what they're doing or install some extra software that consumes resources. So this is a pretty good strategy if you don't want to bother the internal employees, or if you have a big existing system that you have to quickly and cheaply install detection for. Also, if you think back to security principles, the trusted computing base, the part of the system that needs to be secure, is just the NIDS. That's where all the security comes from. That's nicer than having to trust every single employee computer. Those are some benefits.